Wa alaikum salam, my brother. How are you, man? How's everybody doing this very morning? It's morning now. I was going to say this evening. Hello, Eunice. Salam alaikum, my brother. Hope you're well, man. Brother, I have become hopelessly addicted to cheap dopamine. I know what I need to do, but it's as if my brain refuses. My brain is fried with months of overstimulation. Well, it's a good thing that you're aware that your brain is being fried with overstimulation. Now you've just got to slowly reduce the stimulation. Now, by cheap dopamine, I take it could be, not saying it is, but it could be pornography. And if it is, then you've got to slowly start replacing that habit. Well, look, this is how I see it, right? When it comes to watching explicit content online, you got to keep yourself busy, man. If you're at home all the time and you've got nothing to do, and you're a grown man with testosterone flowing through you, you might start playing around with yourself, right? So it's not as easy as just clicking your fingers and now you stop watching the hub. You stop watching explicit content. It's not that straightforward. You've just got to make yourself more busy. Be out of the house. Come back to the house only when you want to sleep. After work, hit the gym hard. I know right now a lot of you guys are fasting, but you should still be hitting the gym during Ramadan as well. Keep yourself busy. When it comes to social media, if you're just consuming content and you're not using social media to create content, then maybe delete the app for a month. I know a lot of people out there are struggling with social media addiction, to just liking video after video. Even I have to catch myself sometimes. But the way I see it is social media in itself is not an evil thing. It's how you use it. If you use it just to consume, then you could get sucked into this trap of just mindlessly watching video after video. And then you realize hours have gone by. But if you're using social media for the sake of promoting your business, creating content of your own, then that's a different story. If it wasn't for me creating content, I wouldn't really be on social media. I don't enjoy using most of these platforms, especially Instagram. Don't really enjoy using it. Everybody's faking their life on there. Everybody's posting the best moments, you know? And it's a toxic environment for people who are in relationships because they keep peeking over the fence to see what this couple are doing. Oh, look, they're in this place this week. They're in that place. And then they start comparing. And then, as they say, comparison is the thief of joy. Appreciate it, my brother. Thank you, man. So you got to catch yourself. You got to catch yourself. But the theme of this live, what I wanted to talk about is reinventing yourself. A lot of us have gone through very difficult periods of time, whether that's going through a breakup, losing a lot of money in a business that we thought would work. And oftentimes we feel just flat, deflated. We start saying negative things about ourselves. You know what? This is probably why this happened to me. It's because I'm this, it's because I'm that. And you go down a very, very dark path. But look, my brother, you can reinvent yourself. You can rise higher than you've ever been before. Guys, bear with me. The heat is making a weird noise. One sec. All right. Can you guys hear me? I'm back. Bro, my calves are killing me from skipping, man. Um, so what was I saying? Yeah, you can reinvent yourself, man. You don't have to stay down, bro. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstance. You know, maybe a woman left you because there were mistakes that were made in the relationship from your side. Maybe you were too suffocating. Maybe you stopped working on yourself. So learn from these things. You know, you can become a totally different man. And just remember, fellas, we get better with age. We have that privilege. We get better with age. That's if we are taking deliberate, intentional action every single day. That's if we are ruthlessly tracking our progress, making sure that, you know what, things are improving. Because a lot of guys don't track their progress. They're just waking up like an accident every day. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen today. Oh, no deliberate work is being undertaken. Do you believe reinventing yourself requires a few months of being a blank state? As I've come to realize, confidence in yourself requires success in your new pursuit. Well, don't get me wrong. The more competent you become at something, the more confident you will be. You know, confidence is linked to competence. However, man, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you fucking hate the way your life is going, then that's all the motivation that you need to get the ball rolling. And you just have to have a better relationship with time. Things take time. And you need to be aware of that. You know what? Cool. If it's going to take me 10 years to become a black belt at jujitsu, I'm going to do the 10 years. If trading requires 6 to 12 months of serious back testing, if I have to invest in myself, if I have to buy a course, then I will do. I'm going to do absolutely everything in my power to make sure that this works. And you have a healthy relationship with time. You don't quit a week into it. Oh, I don't understand anything. Fuck it. I'm not going to do it anymore. That's what amateurs do. The richest place in the world is the graveyard, because in the graveyard, there were people who talked about wanting to do things. There were people that undertook things, but were extremely casual. They didn't give it enough time. They gave it a couple of weeks, a month, 2 months, and then they dropped their dream. They sold their dream just like that. Look, it's so easy to be great nowadays because most people are average. Most people don't do things properly. They dabble. They dip their toe in the water. Oh, it's a bit cold. It's not for me. You have to master the mundane. I want you to write this down, guys. Master the mundane. You're going to have to do shit you don't fucking enjoy. The boring shit. If you can get good at sitting in front of a monitor and just writing notes, let's say you're learning how to trade. If you can sit in front of your monitor and back test the market for a couple of hours a day and you're focused, you're going to be dangerous at trading within 6 to 12 months. You will be. Is back testing fun necessarily? I mean, it could be, but in most cases, it's not. I mean, there are other fun things to do outside of, in other endeavors. There are things that you could be doing that you could say are more enjoyable. But if you master the mundane, on the other side is everything that you've desired. You don't only do what you find fun, guys. That's why most people don't become successful, because they only want to do what's easy or what's fun. Successful people do what most people are unwilling to do. If you do what others don't, you will one day live like others won't. I'm going to say that again. If you do what others don't, you will one day live like others won't. And then people will be like, oh, how do you achieve that? You're lucky. Motherfucker, I ain't lucky. I was focused, I was intentional, and I was deliberate with my work. I did things that you didn't want to do because it was boring. Oh, it's not fun. Therefore, I deserve to live this fun life that you see me living. Don't you dare say I got lucky. I created my own luck. Ali, I have to thank you a lot. I am soon 20 years old, man, and was listening to you at the gym yesterday, listening to your videos at the gym hits differently. Eunice, my brother, I'm happy to hear that, bro. Get those gains, man. Your advice of investing into yourself is one of the best pieces of advice I've heard. Yeah, you have to be, man. Why would you be cheap when it comes to investing in you? You've got you for the rest of your life. Life is both long and short. Because I know a lot of people say life is short. It's both long and short. You know, a lot of you guys are 19, 20, 21. Invest in you, man. It pays. Investing in yourself pays massively. But most people don't want to invest in themselves. They're cheap bastards. No, I don't. It's expensive to buy a course. I don't want to do that. Well, then stay broke, motherfucker. Stay broke. I care about me. Because I care about me, I'm willing to invest in me. I'm not going to be cheap in any matter, whether I'm investing in my health, whether I'm investing in a course to take me to the next level in my finances, whatever it may be. I am not going to cut corners. I want the best information. I want to be the best. That's my mentality. Okay, someone asked, what are examples of investing in yourself? In November of 2022, I invested in a personal trainer to create a complete program for me, nutrition wise and routine wise in the gym, because I wasn't happy with the results that I was seeing. And so I undertook a transformation. I paid a lot of money every month to be coached by this individual. I mean, were there cheaper alternatives? Yeah, I could watch a couple of YouTube videos and maybe write some notes down, but I wanted that accountability. I wanted to pay a lot of money because I knew I would take it seriously if I do so. I have skin in the game. I'm invested now. I got to make this shit work. I burn my boats. A lot of people, they're too casual. Ali, I don't know why, but I'm shy to go to the gym. What are you worried about, bro? Look, I'll be honest with you. Most people in the gym don't give a fuck that you're a beginner. They're just there to work out. And if anything, I feel like most guys are quite wholesome with each other. You know, if you go up to a guy in the gym and you're like, "Hey, man, sorry, I just want some advice with this." Most guys will be like, "Yeah, sure, brother. Come here. Let me show you." That's the good thing, you know? I mean, have you ever noticed you rarely see fights in the gym? It's because most guys are there to release the steam. They're not there to punch each other up. They're just there to improve themselves, to improve their physique. You know? So just go in there, bro. Listen, every expert was once a beginner, right? If you're going to go in there, just don't worry about what most people will have to say, because I promise you, most people don't care. Ali, how was your experience on online personal training? Is this something? It's something I want to invest in. Well, my personal training was in person because the guy lives in the city that I live in, and so he developed a complete nutrition plan for me and a workout plan, and I saw him every 2 weeks for a checkup. Appreciate your work, Ali. What are the best ways to invest in ourselves besides learning a skill? Well, I mean, like I said, in every aspect of your life, whether you want to improve your understanding of a particular online business that you're struggling with, whether you want to learn a language, whether you want to improve your physique, an instrument. I mean, there are several things that you can, develop, several skills you can work on. But also, you can develop your spirituality, your relationship with God. I mean, it doesn't have to be learning a new skill. It could just be, I want to improve my relationship with the Almighty. So true. Investing into help is often the best thing you can do. Learning on your own usually leads to things. Yeah, listen, man, nobody really is self made. Most people received guidance from somebody that was successful. And don't give me this, I'm a Sigma male, I don't need to be coached by anybody. Well, then stay broke. Remove your pride, man. If there's somebody out there who's exactly where you want to be in life, or maybe slightly further ahead than you, he doesn't have to be a billionaire for you to learn from him, but he may be slightly further ahead than where you are right now. Listen, be coachable. It's a very important skill, man. I'm about to get into a new industry to increase my income. I'm going to learn to code and get into the tech field, especially the way the world is moving. Any advice? Well, I'm not really a coder, so I can't really give you coding related advice. But if that's something that you're curious about, you have a high interest in, then I hope you smash it, man. I hope you do terrifically well. This is what I always tell people: as long as you have a curiosity around something, I wonder how this works. If you're curious, you don't have to be passionate. Fuck this whole, I'll follow your passion advice, because you don't have to be passionate about something to learn about it. You can just be curious. The passion comes with the results. That's where the passion comes. So stop looking for something that you feel you might be passionate about. Be curious about things, ask a lot of questions, and that's it. That will pull you into something. That's what pulled me into trading the market. I was curious about it. Oh, hang on a second. What's this? How does this work? Oh, currency goes up and down. Oh, and then that's it. That's how I got drew in. Hi, Ali. I'm very respected around my people, but sometimes I see smirks behind my back in front of me. What behind my back in front of me? What should I do to be fear respected so they scared to be funny around me? Well, listen, man. What happens behind your back, you can't do anything about because you don't know what's happening. If they're scared to say anything to your face, well, then they're scared to say it to your face. They're afraid of confrontation. Now, if they publicly try and humiliate you, one of your friends, then you call them out for it. Hey, don't talk to me this way. Or, I don't appreciate that joke. It ain't funny. And I would usually do that by bringing this person to the side because I have class and integrity. All right. I'll bring somebody to the side and be like, yo, I don't appreciate that. I know for you it might be funny, but you don't try and make others laugh at my expense. I don't appreciate that. And in most cases, people are going to be like, oh, that person's going to be like, whoa, oh, sorry, man, I didn't know. Because a lot of guys out there, they have low self-esteem, low confidence, and they just get laughed at and they accept it. They laugh at jokes at their expense. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a difference between banter, friendly banter between friends, right? And somebody trying their best to embarrass you in front of a group of people. And some guys do that when girls are around, which is stupid. You never do that to one of your boys. You never make one of your boys look stupid in front of a woman. You never do that. You're a fucking spineless cunt if you do that, You should elevate your boy in front of somebody, especially if that person is somebody that he likes, And in an ideal world, you walk away. You don't stand around, let them both talk, and then your friend will catch up with you after, right? You don't stand around. What's up, my brother? What's up? Why do you think it's hard to do what is necessary compared to what is easy? Well, nothing grows in the comfort zone. It's supposed to be hard. Change is hard. Undergoing a physical transformation is hard. It's easy to get fat. It's hard to get in shape. Right? It's easy to spend all your money. It's hard to go out there and make a lot of money. Right? But Jim Rohn once said, and this is something that I still live with today. He says, set a goal to be a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. The process will change you. You will become the man that you need to become in order to make the money that you desire to make. If you're just starting off something right now, you don't deserve to be rich because you haven't yet acquired the skills. You haven't yet acquired the knowledge. So why do you think you deserve to be making six figures right now? If you've just fucking started, you don't deserve to be on that money. You got to go out there and get competent. You got to get out there and get good. Then the money can start coming in. You become more valuable. Compensation is linked to value. The more valuable you become to the marketplace, the more money you get paid. If you're just starting off right now, remove that entitlement. No, I deserve. Why? You've just started. Why do you deserve to be making that money? What makes you think you should be on six figures right now? So many guys are entitled, man. Oh, I deserve it. I'm a good person. Motherfucker, the market doesn't care if you're a good person. It cares about value. Some of the most successful men in the world are terrible people. But when it comes to their particular line of work, they're very fucking good. I once heard this from Dan Pena. He says, you don't have to be a good person to be a high-performing person. There are a lot of piece of shit human beings out there, but they're very fucking good at what they do. And so they get paid a lot of money. Okay, so you need to get good at something. Forget saying things like, oh, but I'm a sweetheart. I've got a heart of gold. I care about people. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you care about people. Okay? You got to get good. When did you realize no one cares about you? Like you have to care about yourself to be successful. Thanks for the super chat, Ro. Appreciate it, my brother. So when did I realize that no one cared about me? When I was dirt broke, I was sat in my Renault Clio and I had no money in my bank account. And I just felt, and it was a rainy day. It had to be raining, yeah, obviously. But I just remember sitting in my car thinking, man, I'm fucked. How am I going to drive home? I've got barely any fuel, a couple of miles at best. My house is like 10 miles away and I'm broke as shit. And I put myself in this situation and I realized that nobody cares. Even your own dad and your mom, after a while, are going to be like, this motherfucker is a grown man. Even they will be pissed off at you. And look, if you're an idiot, if you're being irresponsible, it's your fault. And I realized in that moment, whilst my head was leaning against the window, I realized, you know what, man? Nobody gives a fuck about you as a man. You got to go out there and gain people's respect. How do you do that? By gaining your respect first. If you put yourself in a bad situation, you must take 100% accountability. It's your fault. I'm sorry to say it, bro. It may hurt. It's your fault. You put yourself in this mess, you get yourself out of it. The world is different for men. It is different. Nobody's coming to save you, bro. And this shouldn't upset you. It's a harsh pill, but it shouldn't upset you. It means you can go out there and create somebody completely different. Obviously, the title of this live is Reinvent Yourself as a Guy. You can decide, you know what? Never again will this happen to me. And Jim Rohn says it, you've got to be disgusted with yourself and then act on the disgust. There was a guy once, and this is a story from Jim Rohn. He said he took a shotgun to his car because he was pissed off at his car. It was always breaking down, and he blew the thing apart with his shotgun. And he said, this is the last time I'm ever driving this piece of shit. And not only is it the last time I will drive this piece of shit, nobody else after me will drive this piece of shit. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's a bit stupid. Why would he do that to his car? Because his standards changed. I'm not going to tolerate living a crap life, driving a crap old car. I want more out of my life. Thank you, Big T. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. What's the problem with making money by doing things such as selling drugs? Listen, brother, it's not sustainable. Easy come, easy go. You might have a great couple of years. You're doing well for yourself. You're making good money. And you think, you know what? I'm the real deal. But that life brings a lot of headaches. You won't be able to sleep well at night. And you'll constantly have this cloud looming over you. Oh, man, yeah. Maybe one day I'll get caught. Maybe something will happen. Maybe somebody will come get me. I mean, there's a lot of headaches, bro. You wanna pursue a line of work that is moral, legal, and ethical. You don't want it to come at the expense of somebody else. If somebody's getting hurt in the process, I wouldn't pursue a line of work like that because I wouldn't be able to rest well at night. I want to be able to respect myself as a man. Because remember this, guys, a high value man is somebody that is worthy of respect, is somebody that takes care of the people around him by doing things morally, not by hurting other people. So that life brings a load of headaches, brother. And it's not sustainable. It will come quick. Yeah, you'll have some great moments. You might be able to buy a lot of things, right? But it's not sustainable. A lot of these people will eventually be locked up. They'll be thrown in prison, and then you'll be sat there thinking to yourself, man, why? Why did I do this? So, look, man, there's so many ways of making money in this day and age, legal ways of making money. So you don't have to go down that road. Even if you feel like that's the only option, you don't have to go down that road. Okay? Sit down and brainstorm. Go to a coffee shop one day, sit down and start thinking to yourself, right, what am I curious about? What am I interested in? Not forget passion. Fuck that word. What am I interested in? Oh, you know what? I'd like to know more about how clothes are made. Like, how are they made? Like, is there a factory that, I can contact? Do I need a supplier here in my country? Just start asking questions. You got to be curious. Then you can start figuring out, okay, this is interesting to me. How do I make the first step? And I will always say this, and I actually heard this from Andrew Tate. which is a good point, actually. He says, launch the business with no money, and then you can invest money once you've actually gained money. Because a lot of guys will say things like, honestly, man, um, I need a lot of money, so I'm not going to start it because I don't have a lot of money. Nah, man, you can start a lot of things for free. You don't need a lot of money, even clothing, believe it or not. You can talk your way into a lot of things. All right. So don't overwhelm yourself with, oh, I need loads of money. I'm not going to do it if I don't have a lot of money. Right. So that's it, man. Sit down in a coffee shop, start brainstorming. That's what I did. I tried a lot of things, man. And then I stumbled upon trading. And I say stumbled because I wasn't looking for it. But I remember a friend of mine was trading many years ago. And I thought, hang on a second, what is this shit? This is interesting. What is it? And then I started looking more into it and I was captivated more by it the more I looked into it. Right. How long did it take for you to learn how to trade success with a good understanding of the do's and don'ts? Well, I made a lot of mistakes for the first few years because I was fucking around. I was jumping from one YouTube video to the next. There was no plan. There was no structure. It was only after I decided, okay, I'm going to learn one thing that things started to improve for me. Okay. So back testing for 6 to 12 months got me to a consistently profitable stage. Thank you, Big T, again for the super chat, my brother. Appreciate it, my bro. If you make it out, it costs you your mental health and you end up flat broke anyways. Exactly, man. Exactly. There you go. There you go. Been following you since either 2020 or 2021 on TikTok. You have been the same driven man this whole time. I'm surprised you haven't burnt out. May the Almighty continue to strengthen you. I appreciate that, my brother. That's a very kind thing to say, man. You know, honestly, I'm doing this for the impact because when I was younger, I didn't have anybody that I could really relate with. And I'm not saying that I'm the best thing that's ever happened to the world, right? I'm still finding my feet in many avenues of life. I'm still improving myself. I'm still a student of life. But it's nice to know that there's somebody out there that has been through your struggles. You know, whether it's being consumed by watching explicit content, you know, drowning in self pleasure, whether it's being out of shape, whatever it was, you know, I've been there, guys. And so if I could offer some assistance in any way, if my words help you in any way, I'm happy to hear that, man. I'm happy to hear that. Hi, Ali. I'm leaving sixth form in June and have no clue what to do with my life. Never have. I know the expected answer is to get a job, but what then? I'm scared I'll just be in a retail job forever. Listen, bro, you're still at a very early stage in your life. So don't overwhelm yourself. Okay. You got to develop a healthier relationship with time. I always talk about this. You're still a young guy. Now, obviously, you answered the question yourself by saying, I know I need to get a job. Get a job first. Get a job. Don't worry about the job being, you know, a six-figure job or anything. You're just starting off in life. So whether it's working in a factory, customer service job, get into a job, first of all. You can then find a better job after, but you need cash flow. You need money coming in. Now, from there, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can start to brainstorm some ideas. Go to a coffee shop, sit down. Okay, what am I curious about? There are so many ways to make money in today's age, guys. We are spoiled for choice. It's not a concern about, oh, there isn't enough ways of making money. There are too many, in my opinion. But you just got to figure out what you're interested in and what you're not, and then actually try them. Give them a go. Oh, you know what? This drop shipping thing, I'm actually liking it, you know? Whatever it is, this trading thing is fascinating to me. Don't worry about what will happen when you're 40, when you're 50. Man, if you're 19, 20, 21, don't worry about that. Don't look too far ahead. I always say this, guys. When you look too far ahead, you overwhelm yourself. You become really anxious. You will figure it out. Believe me, the dots will connect, my brother. I'm telling you, because I felt the same way. When I was 19, 20, I was like, shit, man, I ain't going to figure this thing out. I flopped in my A levels in my secondary school. I didn't get the grades that I wanted. And I thought, man, all of my friends have gone to university. My brother went to university. And I thought, man, I'm going to be an idiot, man. I'm going to end up working in a restaurant or some shit for the rest of my life. I was nervous. But then I just went out there and I started working. And I wanted to win. I've always had that desire in me. I've always wanted to improve myself. I've always wanted to better my financial state. So I just started, you know what? I said, fuck it, man. I'm just going to trust myself. I'm just going to aim to be the best at whatever it is I'm doing in that moment. So I started getting into sales. I started getting good at sales, started getting paid more. And then I was also ruthlessly testing out loads of different things, trying things out. And I always like to use the food analogy. Your favorite food right now might be pizza because that's all you eat. But you might go to some country one day and you try their cuisine and you're like, fuck, this shit is good. And that becomes your favorite food. It's the same thing with trying out different careers or different entrepreneurial paths, right? Whether it's drop shipping, coding, whatever it may be, you try them out and you give them a good go. I'm not saying a couple of weeks. I'm saying, okay, 6, 12 months, especially when you're 19, 20, 21. Guys, you don't have many commitments. You don't have a lot going on that will stop you from trying these things out. Most of you don't have kids if you're 19, 20, 21, right? You don't have a mortgage. You don't have a car that you're paying lease on every month. Some of you do. And don't be stupid, guys. I made that mistake. When I was fucking, 21, I had a BMW and I was paying £400 a month for it. Why? Just because I wanted to be cool and, I was trying to live the life too soon. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was still working regular jobs at the time and I was stressed about the monthly payments. I was thinking, fuck, man, how am I going to make these payments, man? So don't try and live that life too soon. Make it happen organically. My brother, Big T, again with the super chat. I appreciate you, my bro. Thank you for the super chat, man. They also end up working a dead-end job in a warehouse and places like that, working for the city, furthering someone else's empire. That comes from wasting time in the streets, not building valuable skills. Well, it's the thing, guys. These jobs, working in a warehouse, in a restaurant, they're good for the moment to get some cash flow. But if that becomes your comfort zone, then it's a problem. Because as a grown man in 2023, you could be earning way more than what these jobs will pay you. These jobs are good for an immediate fix. If you have no money right now, these jobs are good. But if we're talking long term, you need to find a high income skill to learn, a skill that will pay you, not necessarily on your time. So, for example, trading. Trading is one of those things where, yes, you invest time in the beginning to learn the skill, but then you get paid on your skill, not your time. Same thing with painters. People that are professional painters, they don't necessarily get paid for time. They get paid for their skill. Yes, time is a contributing factor. Someone might spend, God knows, a few hundred hours painting a very high-end bit of work, right? However, it's their skill that you pay for. These paintings that go for 10, 20 million, some of them may have taken a couple of months, 3 months, whatever. So you might be thinking, this person got paid 20 million for 3 months. No, this person got paid 20 million for being a very fucking good painter. All of that time that he invested in refining his skill is now paying back, right? So I hope that makes sense. Learn a high income skill. I was actually considering buying a car, but I'm going to take your advice and be patient. Bro, trust me, be patient. Don't try and live the life too soon, especially when you're 20, 21. You don't know what the future holds the next few years. So just wait a little bit, start working on different businesses, start stacking some money. And honestly, when you buy a car cash when you're young, you don't have that pressure. A lot of guys, when they're 20, 21 and they finance these cars, they're stressed, I promise you. They may look like they're balling. You might look at your friends and be like, damn, he's got an Audi A7 at 21. Such a lucky guy. But he's stressed. If he doesn't have rich parents and he's done that himself, he's going to be stressed. Because the moment you lose that job, when the money stops, you're going to be fucking panicking. And if you miss a couple of payments, they'll come take the car. So you got to be careful. How much can a competent trader make after a year of trading? Well, this is one of those questions. It depends on many things. There are several factors involved. It depends on, first of all, how serious you were in that year, where you seriously backtesting the market every single day for a couple of hours a day. Where you're extremely disciplined with your learning process. And also, how large is the capital that you're trading, But also on top of that, what is the position sizes that you take? So there's many factors involved, but you can make a good amount of money. You can. It all depends on the person, because I know that most people aren't going to be serious with shit. Same thing with personal trainers. Personal trainers that train people in the gym, they know that most of their clients are going to be casual. There might be one or two that are going to be really serious and do everything the trainer says, but most people are just going to fuck around a little bit, Ali, my brother, how many suits do you have in your collection? I think about 10 or 11 at the moment. 10 or 11. Fasting helps with no fap. Just don't stay at home. Be ambitious and go to the gym. Staying inside your home makes you mentally weak, too comfortable of an environment. Yeah, man. I mean, this is exactly what helped me being outside, and being busy. The last thing you're thinking about when you're out working on your purpose is jacking off all over yourself, you know? I have a serious question. I had a debate with my friend. Should someone reject their morality in the pursuit of wealth? Well, for me, that's definitely a no because I want to sleep well at night. I don't want to harm anybody for the sake of money because it will come back to harm me. I believe in that. Now, I don't call it karma. A lot of people call it karma. I call it God. God will punish you whether it's in this life or the next. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it for immediate pleasure to harm somebody or to do something that is immoral. Because the sweetness of moral money will always be higher or more, shall I say, than the sweetness of immoral money. When you say sales, are you talking about remote high ticket sales? Yeah, I mean that's a high income skill. Obviously, sales is a great skill to learn, but then it's a good idea to go and sell high ticket products, whether it's high ticket sort of softwares, B2B or real estate, whatever it is. Sales is a tremendous skill that every single person should learn. By trading, does that mean buying and selling stocks like a stock trader? Well, you could be a stock trader, or you could be a currency trader, or you could be trading commodities. I mean, there are many things that you could trade. I trade currencies and I stick to that. Why did you leave the high ticket sales closer role? Well, I've been in several sales positions over the years, but I was still an employee. So even though I was able to close some nice deals, I was still somebody else's employee. And long term for me, that's not something that I want to be, right? Hence why I started to brand myself. But look at the Wolf of Wall Street. He made 100 million in a short period of time. He is sleeping well. How do you know? He spent a lot of time in jail, and he even talked about it in an interview. The look on his children's faces when he told them that daddy's not going to be around for a while. I don't think that was easy, man. And I do believe him when he says he regrets it. I do believe him. What do you think of Andrew Tate, top G? Well, look, Andrew Tate, I get this question all the time. He's obviously a very polarizing individual, but I'm able to detect a lot of the sarcasm that comes from him, right? He says a lot of things for comedic effect, which a lot of people obviously take the wrong way and they get very, very offended by it. Now, there are things he said which I've seen and I was like, you could have said that differently, man. Or there was no need to say that. And I'm sure he's probably regretted a few things that he said because, looking at how it's been taken out of context, it's probably pissed him off a little bit. Um, but I think in general, his advice is great. Seek improvement, get stronger, make more money, get closer to God, you know? And I believe innocent until proven guilty. I said the same when Johnny Depp was accused of beating up his wife and shit. Everyone was like, oh, look at him. And he was dropped from all these movie roles and everybody was insulting him. And then he got cleared of the charges. So, innocent until proven guilty. Did you make enough to escape the closer role? Most closers can make over 10K a month, provided they're competent. Well, it depends on the company structure, and there's many factors involved, brother. Um, some companies, their commission structure isn't as straightforward. It's not oh, okay, you close, you get 10% straight away. Some of them there's certain factors you have to take into account and many things like that. I have a question. I don't want to finish university and I'm in my second year because I want to focus on my Etsy business. Is your Etsy business making you a significant amount of money? And has it been for a few months or a year? because you can still focus on your Etsy business and finish university. I mean, if you're 2 years in and it's a respectable degree, then, why not finish it? However, if your Etsy business is making you like 300,000 a year and, you're doing really well, then I feel like, okay, fuck it. You can do that. But a lot of guys want to leave prematurely, you know? What's your top 10 semen retention slash no fat benefits? I mean, there's a lot of benefits, man. Your face is going to glow differently. People that jack off all over themselves, on a regular basis, their face looks gray. It looks deceased almost, right? They look like a corpse. So that's one thing. It'll brighten up your face. And also for a lot of guys, it enables them to maintain eye contact better than they've ever done before. Because people that watch a lot of porn, they can't look at somebody in the face. When they communicate, they always look down. It's almost like a subconscious shame that they're experiencing. They feel like if you look at them in the eyes, you might be able to see through the deviant shit they've been doing. So improved eye contact is definitely something. Strength in the gym, you'll notice that as well. When you stop busting nuts every day, you're going to feel stronger in the gym. You know, you become more confident. Your self-esteem will shoot through the roof. Why? Because you respect yourself more. Nobody respects themselves after spending 4 hours watching the hub, 25 tabs open. Nobody respects himself after that. That's why guys go through that post-nut clarity. You sit there and you think, why the hell did I do that? Why? What's wrong with me? Right? So your self-esteem will improve when you cut that shit out. Your relationships with women will improve, you know? You no longer see them as just pieces of meat, which you do when you watch a lot of porn. You almost forget that women are also human beings. So you're able to sit down with a girl and actually get to know her without feeling like, okay, I just want to fuck her right now, you know? Have you heard the phrase burn the boats? Of course, my brother, of course. You got to go all in. No safety net. A lot of guys, they still have a safety net. And look, I've said this before, not everybody's cut out to be an entrepreneur and to live a life where there is a feeling of unpredictability. You don't know what's going to happen next. A lot of people can't handle that. They need that safety, that regular, well, I say safety because even jobs nowadays aren't safe. A company can get rid of you at any time. A lot of these tech guys that were working for Google and Twitter, they got fired. I mean, they were just chilling on beanbags and, watching movies and shit and getting paid $150,000 a year to do so. But even they've been fired now, so even a safe job isn't what you think it is. It's a consistent income stream up until they don't need you anymore. And then you're gone. And then you have to fend for yourself again. A true entrepreneur is someone that loves the uncertainty, thrives off it. You know what? I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I want to find out. I want to see what's out there. That's what a true entrepreneur is, man. But a lot of people, they can't handle that. And that's okay, by the way. It doesn't make you less of a man. But I just believe that you should position yourself in the best possible way to take care of yourself and your family. And so even if you are working a regular 9 to 5 job, then try and make more money outside of it. Just for that added comfort. And because you're probably talented at something and you could make money out of it. A lot of guys don't realize how incredible they are, man. They have a lot to offer the marketplace. They could be making some great money, whether it's detailing cars, whether it's whatever, man. Guys, make sure you give this live a like so YouTube promotes it in the algorithm. Make sure you slam that like button. I love stoicism. It makes me realize that I am in control of everything. And if something went wrong, I have control of my reactions. Well, that's the thing, man. Things will happen. But how do you react? That's the question. When you react impulsively without thinking, You make bad decisions. You can't be an emotional guy. You've got to calm yourself and then think about the appropriate action to take. But if you react straight away, you're going to make a bad decision most of the time. I feel entrepreneurs work harder than anyone else. Elon Musk coded during the night and his brother coded during the day. He even said it's not healthy. Yeah. Well, this is exactly it, man. The amount of sacrifice required to be a successful entrepreneur is huge. That's why I say not everybody's cut out for it. It takes a lot from you, man. It takes a toll. This whole work life balance in the beginning stages of your life, it doesn't really exist. You're not going to be the perfect brother, the perfect husband if you're married whilst building your business, whilst doing this, whilst doing that. There are going to be times where you're going to be more focused on the business than your own family. And although I preach a life of balance, you should be giving your family time and making sure you prioritize every aspect of your life. When you're building something, it often will drag your attention away from other things in your life. Is Forex trading sustainable long term? If you do it correctly, yes, absolutely. If you seek mentorship and you practice, then yes, absolutely. Do you think the internet is the main source of capital today, or that the physical realm, real world, is still on top? What do you mean by is it the main source of capital? Even Conor McGregor said, you're not all there in the head. Exactly. You have to be a little bit fucked up to be successful. You know, something's got to be wrong up there a little bit. You got to be obsessed, man. You really have to be. And obsession is deemed as a negative thing by a lot of people. Oh, he's obsessed. But honestly, if you want to make something happen, man, that dream, you have to cling on to it, man. You got to eat it, breathe it. It's got to be on your mind 24/7, man. And look, a lot of us guys, we want to succeed so that we can take care of ourselves and our family. So there's a noble reason behind it. It's not just so that you can buy a Lambo. No, because otherwise you won't make it. If all your desire is just to buy a Lambo, then you're not going to make it, man. You need to fall in love with your craft. It needs to be constantly on your mind. How do I improve this? How do I improve that? How easy is it to make more with forex trading than with sales? Listen, man, it depends on the person. For some people, trading is going to be something they can never wrap their head around because they're not really keen to learn it. For others, it might be something that they become really good at because they don't like people and they don't like speaking to people. So, look, it's determined by your personality, your appetite for risk, right? Not everybody, for example, will be comfortable doing a commission only sales job because they don't really believe in themselves enough to live purely off of commission. Whereas somebody else might be like, fuck it, man. I'm going to make as much money as possible with this commission only job. I'll go out there and sell to everything, everybody. So look, it depends on the person. You can't definitively say somebody who's a trader will make more than a salesperson because somebody might be selling $100 million properties and making a nice 5% commission out of that. And, that's serious money. That person might be making more than a trader, or vice versa. Somebody else might be trading 20 million in capital, making 10% a month or 5% a month. I mean, that's serious money. So it depends. It depends. What's up, man? Love your videos. Appreciate it, Jimmy. I am doing very well, my brother. Example, Vincent van Gogh was depressed because he spent so much time on his painting. Most revolutionary entrepreneurs live in a dark place when making groundbreaking success. Perfectly summarized, brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oftentimes you're going to feel lonely, man. That's just the truth. You're going to feel like you don't relate with most people, especially people that don't really want to do much with their life. You're almost going to feel allergic to them, repulsed by them. You're going to think, who the fuck am I? Am I an alien or some shit? Why do I not relate with the average person? Do I have to wait until my career takes off before marrying? No, you don't have to. Although I would advise you to get into a relatively relatively comfortable position before you get married. And I say comfortable position, I mean, okay, you've got a good source of income and you've stacked some money because you don't want to start the marriage off by worrying about money. Because I'll tell you what, even if you have the most supportive woman in the world, eventually she'll get pissed and she'll be like, "Well, this guy's a fucking bum," you know? So get yourself into a good position, establish your career path, at least figure that out before you get married. I think that's very important. Before you decide to get married, figure out the path that you want to take. Okay, you know what? I want to sell properties. I want to get into real estate. Get into real estate, start making some money. You don't have to be a millionaire before you get married, but have things rolling, get things moving, right? Bro, what age is it too late to take risks in life? I wanted to learn sales at 19, but the thought of not going uni depressed my mum's too much. So I rejected the sales job and been at uni for you. You're still young, bro. You're 20, what, 23? Bro, you're a baby. So don't worry. It's not too late, man. It's only too late if you're dead. Then it's too late. But now, if you get into a good sales position and you start learning, then, there's nothing to say that this time next year or the year after, you're not making over six figures at your job. So it's okay, bro. You've still got time. I feel very ambitious and goal driven, and people around just make me feel lazy, which I don't like. Well, this is the thing. Energy is contagious. Energy is contagious, whether it's positive energy or negative energy. If somebody's being negative around you, it's repulsive, man. I don't like being around negative people because I know they will affect me. If they are within close proximity to me, I'm going to absorb some of that energy, and I don't want it. I want to be around people that are full of life, that are optimistic. I'm not saying that they're not aware of what's happening around them. No, no, no. But they're optimistic. They're optimistic. Okay, you know what? Things might be fucked up in the government, right? Taxes might be increasing, but you know what? We're going to find a way to keep making money and keep thriving. That's what we're going to do. Those are the people I want to be around. People that don't hate women and say, "Oh, these hoes want." No, no, no. Somebody that's like, you know what? There are good women out there, and I'm going to find me a good woman. Okay, optimistic people that will rub off on you. What's your trading strategy and what currency pair do you specialize in? Well, if you want to know my trading strategy, you invest in my course. If you're good at something, you never do it for free. But the currency pair that I trade is GBP USD. A stock trading apprenticeship, if it was you, would you apply? Go for it, man. If you're keen to learn about stock trading, then go for it. You're young. When you're young, you should be taking as much risk as possible. As much risk as possible. Why would you be risk adverse? Why would you be safe when you're 20, 21? Because there'll never be a better time. When you're married and you got kids and you got a house payment and all, it's harder to take risks. So you should be taking risks right now, as much risk as possible. What I learned from several people over the years, and what makes my course different, is I truly believe I am excellent at breaking things down for people in a way that's digestible, in a way that's clear and concise. There's a lot of garbage out there. There's a lot of people that talk too much about certain topics. So I summarize it. I cut the fat and I get straight to the meat. There's a lot of things you don't need to know. I'm a big believer in unlearning a lot of things because me, myself, when I was early on in my trading journey, I was like, man, there's this and then there's that. And what the fuck do I have to learn? Do I have to learn all of this shit? I became overwhelmed. And then I realized, you know what? You only need to know this. So basically, the difference with my course is I cut the fat. There's a lot of BS you don't need to know. Man, I'm craving some peri peri chicken right now, man. Some spicy chicken. Ali, do you think working out is sustainable when you get married? Absolutely, bro. Listen, if you don't continue working out whilst you're married, you're going to end up gaining weight. You're going to look shit. Your wife ain't going to feel the same level of attractiveness to you as she once did. And it just causes problems, man. As a man, you should be going out there discovering the limit of your physical potential. You know, it'll be a damn shame to be 50, 60, and never really knowing what your body could have looked like when you were in your late 20s, early 30s. So go out there, continue working out, my brother. Do it for you because it's healthy, man. Take care of your body. It's a sign of self respect when you take care of yourself. But also, you want to look good naked, man. You want your wife to look at you and be like, fuck, look at this guy. I want to do some deviant things to him. All right. Is 40K a month with Forex trading something one can expect? I mean, you could put any number in front of that K, bro. You can put 400, you can put 80, you can put anything's possible if you put your mind to it, man. I truly believe that. And the same traders that make 100K a month trading the market often use the same strategies that the guys that are making 4K a month use, but they have access to larger capital. So it's just a capital game. You know, the more capital you have, the more money you're going to make with the same strategy. Thoughts on taking steroids, even though natural physique is insane, bro? Fuck steroids, man. It will harm you in the long run, bro. Unless you've got a problem genuinely with testosterone production, you shouldn't go anywhere near steroids, man. You know, you can build an excellent physique naturally. You can be nice and lean, 10% body fat, nice chest, shoulders, good definition. You don't need steroids, man. I know it's the hype right now. A lot of guys are like, "Oh yeah, man, I want to be on trend. I want to be." You don't, bro. Trust me. It will fuck you up in the long run. Keep posting good content, brother. You are inspiring. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Should I train legs? I think you know the answer to that, man. I think you know the answer. Thoughts on taking a testosterone pill? Yeah, man. Any pills, bro, avoid them. Avoid them, man. Just hit the gym hard, eat good, eat a lot of protein, work out. You'll be good, man. Your testosterone will be nice and high. Stop jacking off all over yourself. What's your bench? Well, my bench right now in terms of one rep max is about 90 kg. I could probably comfortably bench about 85 for like 12 reps. Um, so yeah, my body weight right now, I'm about 77, 78 because I cut a load of fat off, man. I was 93 kilograms back in November. Do you have plans to marry soon, brother? Well, I don't have plans to marry soon. I mean, it'll be nice to meet somebody who I can connect with. And, you know, I've always had a let's see how it goes approach. I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh shit, I'm losing time. I need to get married right now. No, it will happen when the right lady comes along. That's how I see it, man. Brother, do you have tips to move on and ease trauma, anxiety after losing a loved one? I always find myself being anxious all the time. Well, when you say lose a loved one, I'm assuming they've passed away. In which case, brother, give yourself as much time as you need to grieve. People grieve in different ways. But what I would say is, whilst you are grieving, do not neglect yourself and do not engage in habits that will destroy you, such as drinking alcohol, overeating, because I don't want you to hurt yourself. You can grieve and take as much time as you can, by the way. You know, there's no there's no specific time that you need to grieve. They say time heals, of course, but don't feel like, oh no, I need to stop grieving. You know, it's been a few days. No, man. It will hurt less as time goes on when you lose a loved one. But don't feel guilty for feeling sadness. And like I said, just don't neglect yourself in the process, man. Go outside, go for a walk, get some fresh air. 85 for 12 reps. You definitely have 100K bench in you. Well, I mean, we can try. I need a spot for sure. That do you not think you should put yourself into positions that will make finding a wife easier? Well, I mean, you could ask around and be like, hey, is there somebody that is looking to get married. In our culture, it's something that's done quite frequently, right? People ask around, and it's not necessarily an arranged marriage, but it's how can I put it? It's something that's done to help connect people together, basically. And I'm not against it. I think that's for a lot of people, it works perfectly well. But yeah, for me, I just like doing things a bit differently. I like it to be a bit organic, a bit natural. I want to be involved in the process early on myself. I want to get to know a girl. And then look, if I feel there's potential right there, of course I'm going to speak to the father, man. I don't believe in dragging it on for years, but I also believe in making sure that you make calculated steps, you know? At the moment, I trade my own capital, brother, but funding is definitely something that I will be exploring soon. So, how would you ideally find a woman, brother, in public or on socials? Ideally, in public, at a library, coffee shop, or something. But social media has also changed the world, and there are a lot of people that, you know, first met each other online before meeting in person, right? So, obviously, that's an avenue that a lot of people will go down. I recently lost my uncle this past August, and I'm just now getting over it. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I mean, it's never an easy thing to experience, and just remember that time will help. Time will help. I'm not saying completely eliminate their memory from your mind. No, you can reflect and smile at the good memories and the great times you had, but it won't crush you as much as when it first happened. Of course. When's the Harley coming? Honestly, I haven't planned for a specific time, but who knows? Maybe this year. Maybe this year the Sportster 48 will come. Right, guys. Appreciate you all for jumping on tonight. Thank you for joining me for yet another late night live. Appreciate you. Make sure you give this live a like so YouTube promotes it. Helps the algorithm. Leave a comment as well. And yeah, guys, I will catch you probably tomorrow. Hope you all have a wonderful night or morning or evening, wherever you are around the world right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.